What an honor it is to serve the nation's capital with the mission. We believe we are here to encourage everyone we encounter to take one step closer to Christ. Ratings firm Nielsen estimates that over 500,000 people listen to WGTS 91.9 each week in Washington, D.C. and the broader metro region. When I think of that, I think of evangelism. Evangelism is defined as winning a personal commitment to Christ. This happens here daily under three broad headings: on air, online, and on the ground. So come with me on a short journey. Let's take a look at how this media ministry is leading people to Christ.
Evangelism happens on the air every hour of the day through carefully selected music that brings hope and draws listeners closer to Christ. Music touches the heart. It speaks to a place that can be hard to reach through other means. Now, we often hear the comment, God put that song on the radio at just the right moment, just for me. I really needed to hear that message. Now, each year, 8,760 hours of life-changing programming brought listeners the hope in Christ that they're searching for as they grow closer to Him.
Whether on the website, the app, or social media, hundreds of thousands of people have engaged with us during the last 5 years. In 2020 alone, over 6 million hours of streamed online listening happened around the world. Our online prayer community, called Prayer Works, continues to grow. Since it began in 2011, listeners have prayed 1.4 million prayers and more, and over 170,000 prayer requests have been entrusted to us. One of our largest evangelistic events is Night of Hope, a one-night presentation featuring music and a gospel presentation. We've seen hundreds come to Christ through this outreach over the years. In 2020, we planned an entirely virtual Night of Hope. And during this event, Pastor Mike Spiegel of New Hope Seventh-day Adventist Church invited people to make a decision for Jesus. And over 100 people joined us for the Hope for Humanity Bible study developed by the North American Division, with close to a dozen making first-time decisions for Christ.
Demonstrating Christ's love by engaging our listeners in service to others is fundamental to who we are. Listeners also donated over 21,000 pairs of socks when the need was shared. And when these socks were distributed, it provided a moment to tell others about Jesus, a chance to pray, an opportunity to win souls for Christ. In 2020, WGTS listeners donated over 22,000 pounds of food, which were distributed locally to those in need. Now, whether through Hands and Heart projects, free outdoor worship concerts, and other face-to-face events, we're honored to share the gospel with hundreds of thousands of people in the greater Washington, D.C. community each and every single year.
All of this ministry activity requires a home base. In 2019, WGTS relocated to a new, larger facility. This state-of-the-art media center features multiple studios, a video production studio, and space for community service projects. This new home allows the team to create ministry content on a wider scale, with new initiatives on the way. The new facility allows us to bring the message of hope to even more people each day.
Early in 2021, the board of directors voted to grow the reach of WGTS by purchasing a large FM radio station signal on the Eastern Shore. Now, by the end of this year, it's anticipated that this powerful signal will minister to many more residents, visitors, and university students throughout the region.
So what causes this media ministry to grow? Well, it's all about connection. It's about connecting listeners with the true source of hope and of truth, encouraging everyone we encounter to take one step closer to Christ. We're honored to play a specific and important role in the broader evangelism effort of the church. Our prayer is to engage the heart, to walk through day-to-day life with our listeners, to meet them where they are as we journey through this life together.
It was second worst thing ever happened in my life, and the other thing being when my 3-year-old son died of a heart attack, that was the worst.
It's been a 20-year journey for me. I've actually had 9 miscarriages in total. Over the past couple of years, both my mother, one of my closest family members, have been diagnosed with cancer.
I was just so sick of being an alcoholic. I felt like the only real contribution that I could give my family was to kill myself.
I had no idea what I was going to do, and I just turned the radio on to to WGTS. I just started listening to the lyrics and I was like, wow, this is where I am right now.
Listening to all the DJs and even the special guests, and sometimes the preachers were amazing that said exactly what you needed at exactly the right time.
There were no commercials. There was nobody yelling at you to buy this or buy that. It was just music.
And it would just help me to feel like people are with me. There is joy, there is love, there is hope out there.
The music always ministers to me just at the right time.
God used the radio station to show me that there's always hope. And I knew from that moment on that I would never have to take another drink for the rest of my life because God had my back.